Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Ruth podcast. It is the Sunday before Christmas. And I'm curious, what is your Sunday routine? Usually for me, I go to church and then I head home to work on planning out for the week. And currently, with the end of the year and it being planning mode for the holidays and the new year and then things in my business, there are just so many projects going on. I just got back from a walk because I just needed to clear my mind. I would love to know, what do you do to clear your mind, to kind of process or synthesize through ideas? One of the things I do is I just simply go for a walk. I believe that when you move your body, you move your mind. And I really needed some support with my mind being clear because I am working on two big projects right now. One is a new you workshop, which will be happening the week after Christmas. And then the next is I am taking all my Success Club curriculum and making an on-demand digital access portal. So these are two huge dreams of mine. One is helping people to process and systematize and map out their plans for the new year, creating a strategic plan, helping them to get really clear on how to execute and implement their priorities. So it's not just like scheduling, prioritizing your schedule. It's more like scheduling your priorities, like taking time to sit down, ask yourself the hard questions so that you can have an amazing new year. With us being in the new year, it's a beautiful time for us to identify, what is it that you really want? What do you want to work on? What are the priorities that come up for you that you want to manage and master in the new year? So what's important to you? So I love having that conversation with myself and also with others to just get the most out of life, that this next year could be your best year yet. And then next year, we're going to get better. And then next year, we're going to get better. I believe in that best year yet approach. What do you get to do to have 2025 be your best year yet? If you're interested, well, I'll chat more about the New You workshop and how you can join us. And then the other project I'm working on, creating an on-demand portal for my Success Club curriculum. This is like a dream. This is a dream come true. And anyways, I was questioning myself of what's the best approach as I go about creating this on-demand portal for my content. And I wonder if this happens to any of you guys. Do you guys ever just get stuck in the decision-making process where all your energy goes to making the best decision, analysis paralysis. And you look at all the options, do I want to just do this with the curriculum I already have? Do I want to reshoot all the videos and all the content and make everything fresh from scratch? Do I want to use what I already have? What's the best approach? How can I organize it? How can I optimize it? How can I make it the most amazing and efficient process and the most valuable assets for those who will be enjoying my Success Club on Demand? How do I do that? So anyways, I was thinking about that on my walk, and I came across a few things that I want to share that are helping me, and maybe they'll help you too. So I was thinking about, what am I focusing on? When you focus on, where your focus goes, your energy flows. And whatever you focus on, you get more of it. So if I'm focusing on, man, this is hard, I need to make a decision, this is difficult, this is daunting, I have to remake all this content, that's a downer. But I on my walk, as again, I believe that when you move your body, you move your mind. As I was processing it through in my head and just moving my body, I was able to shift my mind into, I could waste all my creative energy trying to find the best approach, or I could just take action and make a decision, let it be right, and go for it. And so I think the approach I'm going to take, I'm making a decision. The approach I'm going to take is to reshoot all the content so that it's fresh, it's beautiful, it's all clear, it's branded beautifully for my Success Club on Demand. And that really helped me go from like this difficult and daunting, task to that's doable. I shifted to that's doable, but it did feel kind of heavy initially because of all that I have already produced. And now I'm going to go back and reproduce it. So anyways, I thought of some things that were helping me to make a pivot and help me make a shift. And I would love for you to engage with me, in the comments. What is it like? What's your approach when you are taking on a big project? Because I know it's possible, not just for me, but for many of us to kind of get stuck in the decision, in the creative process, in taking the best approach and being the most efficient and the most optimized and organized versus just literally taking action. And so as I was walking and thinking and processing and praying, I found some thoughts that really, really, really helped me, and I want to share them with you. Because when I, again, whatever you focus on, you're going to get more of it. So if I was focusing on, man, this is difficult, man, this is daunting, that feels really heavy. It's really hard to create from a place that feels heavy or scarce or difficult. And if I were to create from a place where it's like, okay, this is doable, and what is the desired result that I want to create? What's the feeling that I want to create? And that started to light me up. Instead of like thinking of creating all this curriculum, I was like, I just got to do one video at a time. Okay, I just got to do one video at a time. I've already mapped out the pillars that I use for my Success Club. I already mapped all these things out. So now it's just about going and creating and doing. So I wrote down a few thoughts as I put them in my phone while I was walking, and I want to share some of them with you because they really helped me to, change my focus from being maybe daunting and difficult to like super doable. And now I'm all fired up. So decisions also help you get fired up because clarity creates freedom. Clarity creates perspective, and that creates truth. And we know what truth does. Truth sets you free. When you can create a new perspective, another way of looking at something, it can open up so many things for you, so much freedom, so much joy, so much truth. So as I was walking and I was thinking about creating this big body of work and doing it again from how I've previously done it to a brand new approach, making that decision, letting it be right, letting it be okay. So here are some thoughts that came to mind that fired me up, and I'm going to share them with you just in order that I wrote them. I hope that they will inspire you and fire you up as well. And I would love to know maybe which ones stick out to you. So my first thought was there's a there's a pasta sauce called Prego, and their slogan is "It's in there," and I love that because it's like the reminder of all the things that I need. I already have all the things I already need. I already have. They're already inside of me, right? Like all the content, all the lessons, all the phrases, all the stories, all the questions. It's already in there, right? The wisdom's already there. So that was one that really fired me up. Was Prego. It's in there. And then I thought about Pringles. Once you pop, you don't stop. So that's their slogan. And I know that once you start to open up the flow, once you start to open up, make a decision, right? But then start taking action, like things begin to open up. You'll start to have a flow or a stream of ideas. Because where focus goes, energy flows. And whatever you focus on, you get more of it. So as I'm focusing on this is a doable process, and once I start, it's going to open up even more. So that was something that really blessed me because I'm sitting on loads of content. It's it's already came from me. If it came from me once, I can do it again, right? And so another thought that I really like, and I have my Success Club students say this all the time, is I'm capable, creative, and full of can-do power. I'm capable. I am creative. I am full of can-do power. And then I was thinking about like every lesson I create is going to save lives. Every lesson I create is going to save a life. Because here's why. Because I'm Truth Ruth, and the truth will set people free. And I am creating freedom for them. I am literally changing how people will think and communicate with themselves. I'm going to help them pivot to recover from difficulty. I am, with these lessons in Success Club On Demand, I am creating champions and overcomers. I've seen that. I've seen that time and time again in the lessons of aha moments, teaching the things that were not taught to me in school or in church or at home, teaching the things to me or teaching to other people, passing on the information in my own way, my own style that I received from books or conferences or seminars or masterminds, but being able to take all that information, gather together, synthesize it, process it, and then present it to young people and seeing them grab a hold of it. It's one of the best feelings ever. It's one of the best, most rewarding things that I get to do on a daily basis as a coach, as a trainer, as an advisor, as a leader. And so anyways, knowing that I'm creating champions and overcomers, that was lighting me up to go and create this curriculum, really getting the ideas and the juices flowing. The next was something that I truly believe, I think is part of me as a person or my branding or my thought process is how can I make it easy, simple, and fun? How can I have an ESF solution? Like, what's the ESF solution, right? What's the easy, simple, fun solution? Because it equally exists if something is super hard and difficult. It equally exists that it's simple and possible. If it's, there is an easy solution. And usually a lot of the difficulty is just our beliefs about something. Usually what's really holding us back is just some mind drama, right? So if I can get through the mind drama, if I can get through the thoughts that this is hard, and what if I just replace it with this is simple, this is easy, I can make this fun. How much simpler that will be to create the content, and then how much more energy that will relay through the content when it's being viewed and appreciated and transforming lives, and it's out there, right? Another thought that really blessed me was when I open my mouth, the Lord will fill it. When I open my mouth, the Lord will fill it, right? Because, again, as I'm going through the process of recreating all that I've already previously done, redoing it to make it more precise and professional and easy for my clients or customers or students, champions to partake of and receive. As I go through that process, it's like, whoa, this is a big project. But knowing that when I open my mouth, God will fill it. That lights me up. And also knowing it's the Holy Spirit's job to bring things to my remembrance. And so I want to pass this along to you because you rehearse things, right? You rehearse things before you share them. So maybe you are playing a conversation in your head or a speech in your head, or you're planning or preparing how you want something to go before you go and do it big time, before you have that conversation, before you have that presentation, before you host that workshop, before you have that opportunity to speak in front of a group of people, right? We often rehearse it in our heads, and sometimes we say something or we think something so good, and we can hold on to it because we don't want to forget it, because we want to say it again when it's time to present, when it's time to have that conversation. Like, ooh, that's a good thought. That's a good way to say it. I want to make sure I say that in this future scenario. But sometimes we can put so much pressure on ourselves to remember that we actually lose the energy of being present in the presentation, present in the conversation. We can get so fixated. I'll speak for myself. I can become so fixated on wanting to land so many lines that I can forget to be fully engaged and present with my presentation to the person in front of me or the people in front of me. And so that was just a blessing to me that felt so, it made me feel so much lighter and open, was knowing that when I open my mouth, God will fill it, and the Holy Spirit will bring everything I need to my remembrance. And done is better than perfect, right? So getting something done and complete is way better than landing every line perfectly. Getting the content out there to start changing lives is better than holding it all to myself until it is pristine and perfect and polished and without flaw, right? Done is actually better than perfect. One of my coaches has said to me, sloppy success beats perfect failure. And it's kind of along that same lines. Done is better than perfect. And just get it out there. Lastly, these were some thoughts that blessed me as I was planning to take on, or as I am positioning and planning to take on this new project, was I am a voice of truth. I set people free, I set them on fire, and I set them loose. I am an unleashed and unlimited transformer. So knowing that's who I am, those are the beliefs I hold about myself, that opens me up to do the activities necessary, to do the work necessary to be able to have the desired result of creating massive transformational value for the next generation, for kids, for families, for parents, knowing that anybody who watches any single one of these Success Club lessons or videos or does the worksheets, knowing that anybody who interacts with the on-demand platform for Success Club, knowing that they're going to have massive transformation. That is a huge blessing to me. And knowing that I am an unleashed and unlimited transformer. I have a belief that leads me to create the actions to create those desired results. Now, for you, I'm curious, what would that be? Like, what's your be, do, have? You know, your have, that's the results that you are wanting to create. The do is, what are you going to do? What are you going to do to create those results? But backing all the way up is, who do you have to be? Who do you get to be to do those things, to have those results? It all goes back to your belief system, to your identity, to you becoming the person who does the things, who has the results. And so I'm curious for you. I'm curious, like, you know, in hearing kind of my thought process, what stood out to you? I'm super curious, like, you know, what was a truth bomb that maybe you heard that blessed you? I want to engage with you here, you know, in this podcast. I want to engage with you. No, I want to know, like, what stood out to you. Was there something that blessed you? Did something make you think? Did you stop and pause it maybe and write something down? And how do you approach taking on a new big project? How do you approach it? What are some of the beliefs that you hold? What are some of the actions that those beliefs will cause you to take? And in taking those, what will that create? You know, that's how you could use the be, do, have framework or formula to help you map out the beliefs, the actions necessary to create the results. Or, you know, you could totally reverse engineer it. You know, what's the desired result? What do I have to do to create that? And who do I get to be? Who do I get to become? What do I have to believe about myself to make that a reality? So anyways, I wanted to let you guys in on my process of how I was thinking, and really just getting it out there to share it with you guys, to share it with the world, to see if it would bless anybody else. And I know that it will. I pray that it does. And I'll be documenting more of this process as I create these projects in my personal life and my business. And so I just want to invite you guys to follow along on the journey and stay tuned. I can't wait to hear what stood out to you. What was a truth bomb that you grabbed? And I look forward to engaging with you guys in the comments. God bless you. Have a great day.